What's going on, YouTube? Thank you guys for tuning into another video. Acura finally revealed, well, they revealed the Integra already, but they finally gave us more information, you know, more pictures, what the actual car is gonna look like, what the production ready car is gonna look like. A lot of you guys are sleeping on this car. Everyone is saying how it's ugly and they don't like how it looks, it's weird, yada yada yada. I really believe you guys are sleeping on this car, and I watched a lot of videos on it. I've read a lot of specs on it, and what Acura is actually giving you is a luxury Civic, you know, like, and not just a regular Civic. It's a luxury SI. So everyone that complained that the SI didn't have heated seats, didn't have this, didn't have that, here's your answer right here. So I got a few pictures. We're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna break everything down. We're gonna discuss, you know, a few things about it and just my opinions on it. If you guys don't know my background, you know, I have a 22 Touring right now, and I have a 2009 Civic Si, and I have an Acura as well. So, and I've had a lot of Hondas in my past. And as the video go by, you guys will see some links you can click above and see some type of cars I did. So, kind of familiar with this platform and yada yada yada. So let's jump right into it. So the first thing you guys are gonna see is the Apex Blue. That's on the you know, a few other Acuras had this already and looked beautiful in the Civic. And back there is their, I forgot what the gray is called, but yeah. The Integra has 3 packages. You have the base Integra, the a-spec, and then the a-spec with technology package. And the a-spec with technology package is, of course, the one I love because I have a Touring Civic right now. But let's kind of dive into it. So yes, it has the same power as the SI, the same 1.5, makes 200 horsepower. I'm actually surprised it makes 200 horsepower, and I'm not surprised because if you guys go back in history and look at the previous Integras, this is what, the 4th gen or 5th gen? Yeah, this is the 5th gen because technically the 4th gen was the DC5, was the RSX. I mean, everywhere is Integra but the States. It was, you know, whatever. The Integra always been a Civic. Like, it's always been on a Civic platform, but more sportier and more luxury. That's what Integras are. When they first came out back then, they just took the Civic and made it a little bit more sportier, more features. And I went on Acura's Instagram, and everyone in the comment was kind of complaining that, one, that it's ugly, and 2, that it didn't come in a coupe, and that the manual transmission is only for the highest trim, and the list goes on and on and on. You guys gotta let go of this whole coupe situation. Like, who in this, you know, this segment, like this compact luxury segment, is making a coupe right now? You know, like, all the coupes are saved for the Corvettes and supercars and Lambos and yada yada yada. You know, like, I believe in, like, Beamer, Mercedes, yeah, they all still make coupes. But if Acura wanted to sell this car in today's market in 2022, and they want to be able to keep their numbers up, I'm telling you, a coupe would not sell. Like, I think a small handful of you guys will buy the coupe, but it won't be enough. This is why no one make coupes anymore, because they don't sell in this market. So you guys gotta let that go. But anyways, let's just kind of continue on, because there's a lot of pictures Acura released on the Integra that I'm actually excited on. So this is the A-spec. So you can see the A-spec got the A-spec wheels. It's an inch bigger than the base model. And the A-spec got the little black spoiler in the back there. And, you know, it's all blacked out. Look at the window trim. The window trim is all blacked out. So, you know, more sportier trim to it. And I believe that's, there go the base. So I believe that's it without the A-spec package. So that's how a base Integra looks. And like I said, I will go with the A-spec all the way. Like, this guy right next to it is the A-spec. You see how it's fog lights? The base one won't have fog lights. So I shouldn't put my cursor on. I put the mouse on so you guys can see what I'm looking at. But yeah, you know, pretty basic. I mean, for the price range where they start at, you can't really go wrong. You know, another A-spec in the same blue. And oh, okay, here we go. Look at this. Look, it's like, I don't know if that's real carbon. Probably not real carbon. Maybe it is. I don't know. But that looks nice. It's actually pretty nice. A lot of people hate this bubbly look in the back, but you guys got to remember that, one, Acura got to keep the front to make it look like an Acura, and then they switched up a little bit on the rear, but they got to make it look different from the Civic. So, you know, they got to come up with something. And it's 2022. You know, the styling on cars nowadays is completely different than what you guys were used to 10 years ago or something like that. So, you know, in my opinion, I don't like the rear either, but I would buy one of these. If I didn't have a 22 Touring, I would definitely buy one of these. So let's jump into the interior. So you have 3 colors. You have ebony, you have red, and orchid, I believe, or orchid, or whatever. And this one, I think we're looking at, this is the a-spec. Yeah, so this is the a-spec that we're looking at. So what's really cool is, first thing I'm gonna notice is you have lumbar support on here. This is something I was talking about in the touring, my Civic touring video, that I wish Honda would have added lumbar support, but no one really added it because they were saving it for the Integra. And then it also has memory seats too, so that's different because Civic Touring doesn't have that at all. But you can see you have the sport pedals, same exact steering wheel, just have an Acura symbol on it, a-spec badging on here. All of this is all the same from the Civic. Same infotainment system. Like the driver infotainment system, same touchscreen display. You do have heated seats as standard on every Integra, so all 3 of them. In the Civic, you have to get an EX and up to, or EXL and up to get the heated seats. So that's actually pretty cool. And then the leather that they're using in the Integras are not real leather. It's like a pleather or something like that. It's like they're going for the more vegan route, you know, not using real leather, killing cows and stuff like that. So that's the kind of what they're going for. You guys see the manual transmission, which you can only get in the a-spec tech package. So the Integra base and then a-spec only comes with a CVT. And that's another controversial thing, is that everyone hates that they're using the CVT. At the end of the day, the Integra starts around 30, and then Acura is saying that the highest one won't be more than like 36 or something like that, 35. So that's a lot of car for the money. Like, I don't know what other brand will give you a hatchback, like, you know, it's way under $40,000, come in a manual transmission, and, you know, luxurious like this. Like, I don't know who's doing that. And also, at the end of the day, you know, they can't make this thing cost $40,000+, you know, like they gotta cut costs sometimes. So I see what they did with the CVT. I mean, maybe it would have been cool to have the dual clutch, or at least a, like, you know, automatic, 6-speed automatic, at least, or something like that, even though no one's doing 6-speed anymore. But the fact that they even give you a manual transmission, you guys should applaud Acura, because who's making manual transmissions anymore? Like, it's dying. But let's continue on. So you can see, oh yeah, see the same display as the Civic, but this is all red. So that's different. That's all red, but everything else is the same. Danny got 79 miles on thing already. But yeah, none new there. I wonder if this is real. The Acura symbol actually lights up. That would be cool if it does. See the black mirrors on there. So interesting, another a-spec. And we continue on. Oh, okay. So I think the a-spec with tech has black mirrors, and the normal a-spec doesn't. Because look at the wheels. The wheels are different on the well, all 3 of them have different wheels. But I know the base Integra has like an inch smaller wheel than. Look at that. That looks really real. Wonder if that carbon fiber is real. The taillights is actually pretty cool. You get the chicane, little styling back here with the individual LEDs. Got like a floating style to it. Like, look at the little reverse symbol. The turret, got a little diffuser on here too. Parking sensors. Like, you guys are sleeping on this guy. You guys are sleeping on this. Fog lights. See the dual headlights. You guys are sleeping. So I think those, is that the base model wheels? Or is that the a-spec wheels? Not too sure. Roof line. Okay. But yeah, it's very bubbly back here. I'm not gonna hold you guys. It really is. But this is 2022 styling. You know, like, automakers is not gonna continue making their cars look how it did 5-10 years ago. Like, it don't make sense. Get Integra on the bumper. Very heritage right there. The historic there. And then, oh, here we go. So here's the CVT. So it's the same shifter that's in the Civic. You know, everything still looks, screens all the same. So the a-spec with the tech package does get the bigger touchscreen like the Civic Touring does, and everything else gets the smaller screen. So that's different. And then look at the red seats. That's fire. That is fire. And then heated seats. No cool seats. I really don't expect that in there, but look at that. Got built-in Wi-Fi in here. Got Alexa on here. Wireless Apple CarPlay. Wireless Android Auto. Just like the Touring Civic. And then the a-spec tech package, I'm gonna go over some things that it has. it gives you, look, here's another example, the ELS Studio. So you have two different sound systems. You have an 8-speaker system or a 16 ELS Studio 3D speaker system, which is pretty nuts. Speakers is in the roof and everything. Like, they really did their thing on their paddle shifters. And then USB-C. So USB-C in the front and USB-C in the rear. So that's a good step up, because I was wondering why the Civic don't have USB-C, but saving it for that. For the Integra, 6-speed manual transmission, and it's most likely going to be the SI's manual transmission. The wireless phone charger, touring, you have that in the Civic. Little, that's actually pretty cool. Most people add that, like, you know, aftermarket, but here we go. They kind of missed not having a panorama roof, but like I said, they have to do some shortcuts, cut on costs. This interior is beautiful. Like, look at this. You guys are sleeping. Yo, if we didn't have a Civic, I would definitely grab one of these. Okay, so the front gets one USB-C and one USB-A. So that's cool. You can see the Wi-Fi, hotspot, ELS sound system, memory seats. Okay. Go to the next one. All right, so we're here on the specs. So like I was telling you guys, you have 3 different trims. You have the Integra, which is the base, the a-spec package, and then the a-spec with technology package. Personally, I will grab this one, of course. So a-spec Sport appearance package obviously is on these two, because they're both a-specs, not on the base. Moonroof and all 3 of them, so that's standard. The dual LED headlights, that's standard. Chicane LED daytime run lights, that's standard. Fog lights on starts on the a-spec, and with the a-spec with technology package, so you can't get on the base. LED tail lights on all of them. The puddle light, which is the Acura symbol we saw that was on the floor, that's a-spec only with tech. Acura watch is standard, so just like Honda sensing, but Acura's version. Blind spot is standard on all of them. Like, this base model Integra gives you so much goodies that the Civic doesn't give you. Like, and this is why you buy this car. I mean, it's exactly why you buy this car. Front and rear sensor, so that's good, because that's on the touring Civic. Smart entries on all of them. Dynamic modes on all of them. Individual mode, so the SI gets the individual mode, so you can kind of customize your steering, your throttle response, and your suspension, yada yada. That's standard on the touring. And then Acura, so all of them get the digital instrument display. So on the Civic, you have to get a touring, that's it. But on this, you get all 3. So this base model is like a good, like, value package. Like, if you like the touring Civic, but you want a little bit more, you want more power, you want more fun to drive, you want to drive an SI, but you want more features, that's what this is. So you see the 7-inch display on the base and a-spec, and then of course the tech package get the 9-inch. And look at that, the tech package gets LED ambient lighting. Like, that's a TLX and up thing, you know, like, that's pretty premium. And then the 8-speaker premium system, that's on the first 2, and then 16-speaker ELS Studio 3 premium audio sound system. That's actually pretty nice. That's pretty nice. And then wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is only on the tech package, which makes sense. Why at least they still give it to you, because on the Civic you have to get a touring. So, and then look at that, even Alexa is built in. Heads-up display, like, I think that's a first in this segment. I don't think iOS ever had a heads-up display. So wireless charging pads on the top one, and then the first 2 gets USB A's, and only the tech package you get USB C's. Heated front seats on all of them. Look at that, 8-way power driver seat. And then remember, Acura is it's the premium segment, you know. It's battling Lexus, it's battling Infiniti, you know. So this is some of these stuff that you're getting standard. It's a good value, and not because I like Honda. I'm trying to say, you know, Honda is the best thing in the world. I mean, I love the product and what Acura is giving you. Like, I just feel like people are just missing the point what Acura is trying to do. There's a lot of hate comments on this car. A lot of people don't like it, and yeah, sleeping. I think people are sleeping. Let me see. Look at that. The driver on the tech package is a 12-way power driver seat with 2-position memory. Like, come on, y'all sleeping, man. 4-way power on the passenger seat. Oh, so the passenger seat is manual on the base and a-spec, and okay, makes sense. And then look at that, synthetic leather trim seats. So the seats are not real. Oh, okay, I see. So Oh, so leather is standard on the base and a-spec, and then the tech package you get leather with micro suede inserts. So that's actually pretty cool. A little bit more sporty, and then keyless remote engine start. So it's only on the CVT version of the tech package you can't get remote start on these two, which is interesting because remote start is standard on a Sport Civic and up. So hey, they had to cut corners. Acura Link. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And then here's the engine specs and everything. And like I'm saying, you getting a hatchback. Like, and the reason why the rear looks so, bubbly and coopy, because Acura knows everyone's asking for a coupe, but like I said, a coupe just does not make sense in this market. It just don't, And I'm going based off of I sell cars, and I've seen Honda make changes over time. And when we did have Civic coupes, I would say 2 out of 10 customers bought a coupe. Like our coupe sat on the lot. Even SI coupes. Like everyone bought the 4-door SIs, the sedans versus the coupes. Like nobody wanted the coupes. So there's no coupes. I don't know why. You guys gotta let that one go. Like I was saying. So the 1.5. And okay, so let's talk about the engine. The 1.5 turbocharged. So it has the SI motor. The SI drives very good for the money. So it makes sense for them to use that in the Integra, because it's a good motor, it's a good power plant. And I have a CVT in my 22 Touring Civic, and I mean, a sedan you only can get CVT, and I have no issues with the CVT. I really don't know why people. Well, I know why people hate CVTs, because of other manufacturers used it and they were garbage. But Honda's been using CVTs for a minute. Like all their Civics has been standard since 14 in CVTs. So I don't know. The 6-speed that was in the ILX, that was getting kind of old, so they had to switch it up. And since they already have this powertrain already, you might as well just put it in. And I don't know. I feel like it was cheaper for them to do this way, and that helped to keep the cost of the car low as well. Like at the end of the day, everyone is saying how this car it's a flop. I guarantee you, so I'm recording this on the 10th, and the video coming out on the 11th. So yesterday, I guarantee you, every Acura dealership is they're probably going to have so many deposits, because if you really see what type of car this is and what the value is, just you're gonna cop it. But yeah, 200 horsepower. I did thought they were gonna make more horsepower though. I'm shocked that is exactly what the SI is. But some people did dyno runs on the SI, and the SI actually, come to find out, makes more than 200 horsepower. So hey, you know what, whatever. And then here's the wheel size I was telling you guys about. So 17s on the base, and the 18s on the a-spec, and the a-spec with tech. And then 235, 40, 18. So that's exact spec that's on I believe on the SI. So it's interesting. The 215s. Oh, okay, this is a smaller tire. Interesting. So just kind of sum everything up. In my opinion, I feel like Acura went the right way with this Integra. Look at that heads-up display. Did I even mention it? I don't know if I mentioned that before. Heads-up display. Never been in a Civic. You're bugging. I guess this is kind of like a heritage thing. Acura is, making this hatchback only. And yeah, you have to get a-spec with tech to get manual transmission. So let me talk about that, because how many people? First of all, this is a $30,000 vehicle, right? Based on what package you get. Like the average person that wants a manual transmission right now, it's mostly the younger crowd. And if it is someone older, it's someone that's most likely, if they would get a manual transmission, it'll be a fully loaded version anyways, if that makes sense. Like someone is in their 30s, 40s, 50s, they're like, they want to have manual transmission. But if you're buying Acura, why would you get a base Integra manual transmission? That's why I feel like they made manual transmission only for the a-spec, because whoever's buying this manual transmission has the money to get it, and I feel like if they made manual transmission in the base or even the a-spec, I don't feel like enough people buy it. I feel like, if Acura was able to just order these cars based on, what people want, mostly everyone will get the CVT, because the crowd that's getting this is not going to be the younger crowd, less likely, especially if you're getting your first car, your parents is not dropping $35,000, like you're gonna get a Civic. You know, you're gonna get a Sport. You know, the Sport manual transmission hatchback is about 26, 25 or something like that, versus 35, 36. You see what I'm saying? So I think it makes sense because end of the day, this thing right here, this is dying. I mean, let's just be honest. You know, like there's a handful of manufacturers still offering a manual transmission, and this market where it's, you know, the so-called affordable market, you know, the not luxury cars, not BMW, not Mercedes, you know, not Audis, you know, like below, and no one's really buying manual transmission right now. Like me, I'm a manual transmission head at heart. That's why I have an SI. And then that's why our newer Civic is still a CVT too, because the CVT does give you better gas mileage. I mean, no one really wants to shift anymore. 90% of everyone can't even drive manual transmission anyway. So manual is dying. Like we need to just realize that. Like it's just what it is. You know, it's sad to see it go, but it's like coupes. You know, when every manufacturer used to have a sporty coupe back in the 90s, early 2000s, look, it's gone because crossovers is taking over. And that's another thing too. Like cars nowadays have to compete with crossovers, CRVs, RAV4s, Tucsons, you know, like Ford Edges, Nissan Rogues. That's what everyone's buying here in America. I know in the other countries it's different. The market is completely different. I'm speaking on America's market, but yeah, if you want an SI, you want more features, this is the way to go. Yo, this interiors, I love my Civic's interior, so the fact that they just took that and just made it a little bit more nicer is, you can't go wrong with that. You cannot. Like, I will go with the a-spec version all day long. All day long. So we're just gonna have to see. I want to see this car in person, you know, because I'm looking at pictures, but they still don't do it justice. And I feel like the looks is gonna grow on everyone. I feel like Acura is gonna sell a bunch of these, and it's gonna be so funny because the modding scene is gonna be pretty interesting to see what people do to these when they mod these things. But that's cool that they give you a hatchback though. Like a manual hatchback is, you guys should thank Acura for even letting this happen. But I am going to end everything here. I know I've sat here and just kind of just babble, talk the ears off. If I miss anything, comment below. I probably did. I didn't like script this or anything like that. This is just straight off my mind. Like literally, I was reading and watching videos about this thing all day. And as soon as I got home, I just want to talk about it. So I may have missed some things, but I feel like this is going to sell well. It's going to be a great car. The SI drives so well, so this is going to, you know, drive like that and just be more luxurious. That's pretty much what it is. And for the money, and you guys got to remember this, the base is around like 30 grand. A fully loaded Civic is about 30 grand. You know, like sedan, the hatchbacks I think like 31 or whatever. So it's very competitive. You get a lot of car for the money. And if that a-spec with tech is really not touching 40, if it's really like in the 36, 35-ish realm, that's a lot of car for the money, because I had a touring CRV that cost more than that, and the touring, I mean, that's a whole different segment, you know, but this has more features than the touring CRV, you know, so this thing's clean, man. Thank you for watching. Drop anything below, anything you hate, anything you love. Do you think that you're gonna get used to this? I'm already used to it already, so it's whatever. And there's rumors that a Type S version is gonna come out. Let's see. And there's rumors that all drive gonna come out. Let's see. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.